Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. While Charlie is yet again brainstorming on how to get more subscribers, I'm going to tell you about my experience with the Xiaomi S40 Pro after using it for almost 3 months. I have been using this robot vacuum for a significant amount of time, and I have tested it much more intensively than I did in my initial impressions review. I also spent quite a bit of time comparing it to other models in this category. The big question we are answering today is this: is the S40 Pro truly the best bang for your buck, or are there hidden compromises you need to know about before you buy? Before we dive into the details, I have a small favor to ask. I am a small content creator with big ambitions for this channel. If you find these honest, real-world reviews valuable, please consider subscribing. It helps me immensely to keep testing these products for you. Let's get into it. To give you the full picture about the design and build quality, I have to mention, like I mentioned in my first video, that this is actually my second unit. My first S40 Pro had a defective LiDAR sensor and a main brush that made a very annoying, high-pitched screeching sound. Fortunately, this second model has been a total workhorse. I have used it daily and it has performed very well without any hardware failures so far. The device generally feels solid and well constructed. However, there is one specific design choice I am quite critical of, and that is the dust bin. There is a very thin plastic flap at the entrance of the bin that feels quite flimsy. It is not secured very well and can be lost easily. In fact, one of our community members already lost theirs while emptying the bin. He managed to find a replacement through a specialist shop, but it is definitely something you need to be careful with. I also have some thoughts on the filter placement. The HEPA filter connects directly to the dust bin without any intermediate protection. If you look at the Dream L10s Pro Gen 3, there is a fine mesh screen that catches larger dust particles before they hit the filter. In this Xiaomi model, all the fine dust hits the filter directly. This means the filter will clog up faster, and you will find yourself cleaning or replacing it more often. On the software and app experience, the Xiaomi app is a powerful tool once you understand how the interface is organized. It gives you a lot of control over the cleaning process. Beyond the standard scheduling, you can choose exactly how you want the robot to behave. You can set it to only vacuum, only mop, do both at once, or, my personal favorite, a vacuum first, then mop cycle. You can choose from 3 water levels and different cleaning intensities: fast, standard, or deep. Like most modern robots, you can set floor types and even choose the cleaning direction to match how your floor was laid. This is a great feature to prevent visible streaks. Setting up no-go zones and no-mop zones is also quite easy. The standout feature for me is the room cleaning order. It's so simple. You just tap the rooms in the order you want them cleaned, a small number 1, 2, or 3 appears on the map, and that's exactly the path the robot follows. If you want to change it, you just deselect and tap again. It's one of the most user-friendly systems I've seen. However, the software is not perfect. I really miss having specific carpet cleaning settings and the ability to hide or crop parts of the map. Because of my large windows, the LiDAR mapped a portion of my garden. I cannot hide that area from the map, which looks a bit messy. Competitors allow you to edit map boundaries much more precisely. I also don't like the fact that the app doesn't show the battery percentage. Still, for daily use, the app covers almost everything you need. When we look at the navigation and obstacle avoidance, you'll find that the LiDAR navigation is, just like most modern robot vacuums, incredibly impressive. It maps a floor incredibly fast and often identifies different rooms correctly on the first try. That was something I was quite impressed by. The S40 Pro doesn't have an advanced camera system that it can use to split rooms, but it did a quite decent job detecting the different rooms. Eventually, you can split the rooms in the app, but I didn't expect that the S40 Pro divided the rooms in my house that well. However, navigation-wise, the S40 Pro seems to have 2 different personalities when it comes to moving around. When it is cleaning a whole room or a clear open space, it's very logical and efficient. But when you use zone cleaning in an area with furniture or obstacles, it can get confused. I've seen it drive back and forth, hesitating for a long time on a tiny patch of floor.
It can be frustrating to watch because the solution seems simple, yet the robot overthinks its path. As mentioned in my previous videos, it sometimes forgets how it entered a tight space. You can see it looking for the exit, and sometimes it will take more than 30 minutes for the device to find the exit. That's quite annoying and causes extra battery drain. The battery life is great. It can easily vacuum and mop around 160 meters squared on one charge. The charging itself is pretty slow. There are also moments where the robot struggles to determine its own position. This takes longer than it does on other devices. Occasionally, while it is searching for its location, I've seen it wander into a no-go zone and get stuck. It doesn't happen every time, but it's a random quirk you should be aware of. Regarding obstacles, it's surprisingly good at avoiding small objects like toys or figurines. It actually performs better than the Dream L10s Pro in that specific area, but it definitely has a blind spot for cables. It will try to eat phone chargers or thin power cords, so you must keep your floors clear of wires. The most controversial part of its navigation is how aggressive it gets when it thinks it is stuck. Instead of gently backing away, it starts to fight. It uses a lot of force to pull itself loose. In my house, it's actually pulled a power plug out of the socket and ripped a cable duct off the wall. It also hits my coffee table with quite a bit of impact. I wish the device was a bit more sophisticated and gentle. On the other hand, it's sometimes too cautious with chairs that have slanted legs. It refuses to go under them, even if there is enough space, and if it does get under, it sometimes gives up and shuts itself down. The actual cleaning results are excellent. For vacuuming, I usually keep it on medium power, which is more than enough for a standard household. The dustbin is always full of fine dust and hair after a run. The extended side brush is a major selling point. It reaches into corners much better than traditional robots. One important detail: the S40 Pro does not have an automatic carpet boost. It will not increase suction on its own when it detects a rug. You might think you can solve this by using the turbo mode with its 15,000 Pascal suction, but there's a catch. The robot can only maintain that maximum power for about 10 to 20 seconds before it drops down to prevent overheating. That's something to keep in mind. The mopping performance was a big surprise. It mops very wet on all the 3 wetness levels, but because of that, it actually removes stains. I tested it with dried ketchup, and it managed to scrub it away. The downside of this high water usage is that you might see streaks or watermarks, especially on glossy or dark floors. Multiple people in our community have reported this as well. The extendable mop pad is a huge win for cleaning right against the baseboards. Since this model doesn't have a base to wash the pads, I bought a bulk pack of extra pads so I can give the robot a fresh, clean pad for every single room. This keeps the cleaning quality high throughout the house. Finally, the anti-tangle brush works well. It's not as advanced as the brushes found in top-tier models, but in a house with 3 women with long hair, I was pleasantly surprised by how little hair actually got tangled. One final warning from the community: some users have reported that the S40 Pro can leave micro-scratches on very soft or sensitive floors. Please stay alert to this if you have delicate flooring. So, what is the conclusion? Is the S40 Pro the best robot vacuum without a large base station? In my opinion, yes. It is certainly not perfect. You have to accept the lack of carpet boost, the aggressive bumping when it gets stuck, and the occasional navigation confusion, wet mopping, turbo boost that only lasts 10 to 20 seconds, and not being able to get under stools and chairs. But when you look at the package, decent app experience, decent noise level, good navigation, good suction, an extendable side brush, extendable mopping, a massive water tank, and great battery life, it's hard to beat. It's also the perfect choice if you have multiple floors, because it is so easy to carry around without a bulky dock. If I had to buy a robot vacuum in this class again today, I would choose the S40 Pro once more. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully see you in the next one. Peace out.